The Bears.
Because of the way they play the nickel corner here, and the nickel corner plays 88-85% of the snaps. He's got to be like part linebacker.
The Bears.
When you're in a scouting room, there's going to be differences of opinion.
The Bears.
Well, you're looking at traits. And remember when he tested very, very well.
The Bears.
Greg, why are teams wrong on quarterback evaluation so up?
Number one, it's a hard position to evaluate.
Former Bears scouting director Greg Gabriel talks football live every week on the Barroom Network. Also available on demand.
Look, I think it's a good time to be a Chicago Bears fan. There's a lot to be excited about. But let me tell you something. We are past the point of excuses. If things go sour, you have used up all of the patience that Chicago has to offer.
The following program is rated TV MALV. It contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Here we go, Barflies. Welcome to the Barfly Tailgate Show. You already know it's done by Barflies, for Barflies, and all the other Bears fans out there. What's going on, fellas? Bears lose a heartbreaker in Lambeau Field last week. A hard-fought game, but we'll cover that. Maybe we'll talk a little about the CFP. I don't know if Neil wants to touch on it or not. And then we'll get into this Bears and Browns game today that's literally, I mean, everyone calls Lambeau the frozen tundra. I think negative 25 is what I saw for this game out here today. I don't know if that's bear weather or hibernation weather. I wouldn't want to be out there. But how you guys doing? Tooch, how was your week, brother?
It's good. It's a little cold here everywhere, really, and especially in Soldier Field. The fans are thawing out. We need to get some of that warmth in the stadium at Soldier Field there for the game today, but it's supposed to be like -5 today.
There he is.
That's so crazy, man. I saw all that. Yeah, when I saw all that coming up, and Tooch, we talked a little before the show. It's not just y'all. I'm telling you, y'all brought your weather in my backyard. He's drunk. You need to come get him. It's 7 degrees here in Kentucky. What are we doing? On what planet are we living on? It's negative. I think it said feels like -9, and I'm like, I'm staying in the house. I don't know.
No, we're negative.
Neil, how was your week, brother? How you doing?
Man, we're doing good, man.
Crazy.
Doing good. In South Bend right now, we got a massive Christmas party, big Stop family Christmas party taking place. It took place yesterday. Always good, man. It's always good to see the extended family. Only really get to see them. I mean, this is really the the main time we get to see them, unless there's a death in the family or somebody has a baptism or something, which thankfully we didn't have one of those things too much this year. Yeah, man, it's cold, snowy South Bend. It's single digits out there right now. Wind chills well down into the negatives. I think we got about another 5 or 6 inches of snow overnight as I look outside my window here right now. Good week though, man. All things considered. Bears lose a tough one on Sunday. Notre Dame gets left out of the playoff inexplicably, and a bunch of people are just bitching and whining and complaining and moaning about Notre Dame on both sides, really. Well, the people that say they don't deserve to be there, that's what really chaps my ass.
Yeah.
But, man, it's game day.
Like I said,
we got a chance for 10.
Like I said, I think we'll probably get into that and touch it. Yeah, definitely. But KB, man, you're out there in South Bend. They keeping you busy, brother?
Yeah, fuck this weather, man. That's all I can say, man. This weather. I'm sick of this, bro. It can stop. It can stop. I'm okay with it snowing, but it's too damn cold, bro. Oh Lord, now I'm sick of it. So, other than that, man, it is what it is, man. Weather is the weather. You ready for this football game, bro? See how this weather impact this game, bro. It's gonna be interesting to see. I like the Browns running game, but they run the game and don't run the game, so you know how it is, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might be. I mean, we had the Army-Navy game yesterday that lasted about 2 hours. It felt like it flew by because of all the running. We might have a repeat of that performance today between the Bears and the Browns because both running games are top notch. I love Quinshon Judkins. I loved him going into the draft out of Ohio State. Of course, he didn't fall to us, but Monungai fell to us in the 7th round, and he's been an absolute freaking steal. But first things first, we'll talk about the Bears-Packers game. Bears travel to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers, and early, fellas, it felt like, oh shit, here we go, same old Bears. I mean, we shoot ourselves in the foot with the penalties, and Caleb overthrows a guy, and then Colston Loveland drops the ball. We didn't even try to run the ball, which was Tuch's big thing, is let's lean on this running game. And I mean, that's what happened for us in the second half. They finally start running the ball, and some good things happen. But I was really happy and excited to see the resilience of this Chicago Bears team, because in years past, when you go into the half down 14-3 at Lambeau Field and they come back out with the ball, I feel like past Bears teams would have lost that game 35-3 or something. And they fought their ass off. They came back. They ran the ball. Caleb made amazing plays. I know at the very end it didn't turn out perfect, but some of those throws, man, the touchdown pass to Zacchaeus, I don't know how many quarterbacks in this league can even make that throw. And when it happened, I thought it was a pick in real time. The throw up the sideline to Kmet was awesome. Just awesome plays by Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. It sucks that it had to end the way it did with the underthrown ball. And I'm not even going to get into it. DJ Moore was not open until he'd already decided to throw it. I know that was a big contingency of Chicago sports radio immediately, and I was like, are we watching the same game? And then some people were saying he could just run for it. They had 3 linebackers there. I don't see it. Maybe if he was Tim Tebow at Florida, but that's not really Caleb's game. Yeah. I don't know, but it sucks to lose. But like I said, I'm really happy with the resilience they showed against the Green Bay Packers. Tooch, what were your thoughts on the game last week?
Well, like I said, we didn't run the ball until the second half. I think, and Caleb was 1 of 8 for his first 8 passes. Then you mentioned the penalties. There's just something about, since the Brett Favre era, the Bears have been, terrible against the Packers. It might be psychological, after 33 years, and 16-51 now versus the Packers. since the Brett Favre era. That when we just go there, it's just, bad luck, bad things happen. They don't execute. That was a big thing. It's like, one, I think we got out physical in the trenches in the first half for sure. And, they out executed us. Ball placement by Jordan Love was really good. He was able to hit guys in stride, like Christian Watson on the run, and with the blitz in his face, Jordan Love made the plays. It took Caleb Williams, 3 quarters really to warm up. If we would have stuck with the run, I think would have had a better chance. But we didn't. Offensive line didn't execute in the run game in the first half for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's true. It really seeing Jordan Love being able to hit those open receivers and us really not being able to get pressure on him without blitzing. I think that really put our defense at a detriment because not only Kyler Gordon gets hurt in warmups, he goes back on AIR, which it was kind of telling when they asked Ben Johnson about him, and he's like, I don't know him. He's been hurt since I've been here. I would like to get to know the player. And it's not like it was a historical thing with Kyler because he played a lot of games prior to this year. It's just like something's going on this year where it's I don't know what's going. It's crazy. I don't know, but that hurt us. And then trying to Christian Watson, fellas, I think I liked in the draft. He hasn't done much prior to this year, but he's really turned it on for the Green Bay Packers in the last couple of weeks. And trying to match up with him with CJ Gardner-Johnson is just, that's a mismatch off the line of scrimmage. It's just, I don't know. It again, I'm happy with the way we bounced back and showed resilience, but we still have holes in this roster. We've talked about it all year, wanting a pass rusher. I know DJ Moore was the big story. Had 1 catch for -4 yards on 3 targets. A lot of people were saying, and Tooch, you called him your MVP last week because you were like,
really thought he'd
no
step
Rome.
up.
Right, no Rome. We got to go to DJ, but we didn't see that happen. And a lot of Bears fans are wondering, where is DJ in the game plan?
They want to trade him.
Even Ben said,
"What can we get for DJ Moore?" That's all you heard.
That's my point,
the game, right? KB.
That's kind of what I was getting at, Tooch. Is we need a pass rusher. There's one in Las Vegas. Maybe you throw DJ Moore and some draft picks to him. I don't know. Trey Hendrickson is a free agent, and he's played for Dennis Allen. That doesn't cost you any draft picks, but I don't know. That's off-season talk. But KB, what were your thoughts on the game, man?
It started off rough, man. I'm glad that you've seen the coaching changes at halftime, the adjustments, because that's something we never see. Because games like that for us, they really tend to get out of hand after halftime. It's always been the same thing for me when we play the Packers. It's always big play score, big play score, big play score. It never seems like, it's just we take the ball down the field methodically and we just beat you methodically. It's always big plays, and it always seems like we always bust coverages or somebody's missing a tackle or however the case may be. It was nice to see the resiliency. It wasn't just like it was an early season thing. No, this is just how this team is built. They're built to fight back. But I missed the first half of the first 6 minutes or so. So I didn't see what the game plan was, and then I hear, the Bears trying to throw the ball. Why? Mm-hmm. Why are we trying to throw the ball? Why was that game plan coming out?
Yeah.
That part I didn't understand. And
should be the same today.
Yeah, then you come out and
throwing the ball.
The ball being ran, and then you have the difference. So I was happy to see the fight back. I'm not one of the people that were on the train that's saying that DJ Moore was open on that play. I also am not somebody that felt like it was the wrong play to call. Cole Kmet was open. You put the ball out in front of Cole Kmet, or you put that ball on a rope.
Yep,
it's a touchdown. The only thing that I had to say bad about that play is that Caleb floated the ball to him, and that's the reason why it was picked. But other than that, man, they fought back. Usually that's a blowout game for us, so it is what it is. And I was happy to see the fight back, but we play them again next week, man. But you got to win this one first.
Got to win this one. We get to 10 wins, less pressure.
Yeah,
let's get that 10th win.
Yeah, absolutely. We can't overlook the Browns today. This is a team that did they beat the Packers in Lambeau, or was that in Cleveland? I can't remember.
It was in Cleveland.
So I mean, just because. Yeah, but I think that was with Joe Flacco. But still, I mean, Shedeur Sanders has looked decent the last couple of weeks. I think he had a 300-yard game. Now, they did end up losing to the Titans last week. But, I would not take this team lightly. Neil, what were your thoughts on the Bears-Packers last week?
I was beside myself. The first 15 game plan, not running the football. That was absolutely an FU football type football game that we had to play against that team. And they relied way too much on Caleb to get this whole thing going in the first half there. Towards the tail end of the first half, it kind of started to come to life a little bit, which was good. Caleb, to get points on the board going into halftime, he really kind of put the thing on his back a little bit. It wasn't necessarily the run game that started, kicking things into gear until the second half. Although once we got into tight zone, it was definitely FU football time. But it was good to see Caleb that last drive of the first half, and then really the entirety of the third quarter come to life as a real quarterback. I think he did a lot of really good stuff, whether it be finding the open targets, threading needles, putting touch on the ball when he needed to. The escapability in the pocket. I mean, he did some David Blaine stuff on Sunday afternoon. That was just magical. The insanely competitive throws that he made. That what he threw Nixon to get the ball to Zacchaeus for that one touchdown.
That was great coverage.
Rolling out to I mean, he hand blanketed and he threw through a human. Is what he did. It was wild to see. And
it was like this far off the ground, that throw.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
For as much grief as we've given 14 throughout the course of the year for all of his drops and his inability to step up and perform, for him to make that catch, kind of ball concentration that you have to possess in order to make that catch. That was wild. Rolling out to his right, escaping pressure. Once once the rusher got hands on him, somehow escaped that, and then dumped it right over the shoulder into the breadbasket for Kmet on the sideline there. Again, great coverage. He had to hit that thing on the money, and he did.
Yeah.
The clutch throw to Duvernay to set up the offense going in to score at the tail end of the game there. Yep. Another just unbelievably clutch play. I mean, he did quarterback stuff he grew. He kind of did the whole Grinch, the heart grows a couple sizes, bigger thing on Sunday. That's what he did. He grew on Sunday, to me at least. Yeah, he did a lot of really good stuff. Now, granted, that last play was maddening. The way that he just sort of lofted that thing up there. I don't know if he was trying to get too cutesy with it. There were also other times in the game where he either slid when he should have dove or wasn't aware of the sticks, and he could have run for a first down. We got the first down anyway, courtesy of DeAndre Swift. But offensively, I think, second half, again, like you guys have touched on already, the resiliency of this team. If there's one thing that's been consistent week in, week out, play in, play out, game in, game out, is the fight of this team, the resiliency of this team. They believe they can win. They trust each other. They trust the coaching staff. You could see it on the field. It is easily visible, and that is a wonderful thing.
Yep.
I will say, outside of Caleb leaving that thing short to get picked, Nixon kind of killed us on Sunday.
Yeah, he was all over the place.
Kid.
Yep.
That kid absolutely killed us on Sunday. But again, 4th and 1.
Yeah.
We are an FU football team, and we do this little rollout, play action rollout thing, and try to kind of get cute with it. I don't know. I hated the play call. The execution of the play call was worse. And if Caleb just had maybe an extra second or two, I know he had a rusher bearing down his back. I don't know if he could have paused for a second or two to find more once he finally did get open. I watched that play again this morning, and it's just it's just tough. It's just you're now talking about counterfactuals, and you just can't go down that road. Defensively, really both sides of the ball in the trenches. It was either a stalemate or we got pushed around. We definitely didn't exert our physical will on that team whatsoever in the trenches, and that was a problem. They exposed our secondary. All 3 of their first scores were mismatched situations where you get a taller, longer, faster player on a smaller, slower, less capable player. Especially down the field, those deep balls down the field to Watson and Melton. I mean, you get a 4-4 guy on a safety running a post, and it's just over. And I felt like that was something that Green Bay took from the Lions game. Right. That was a lot of the same stuff the Lions killed us with. I think they emulated a lot of those game plans. It was blueberries running wild. If you guys remember, I was talking about that game. It was blueberries running wild throughout the entirety of that game when the Lions receivers were running all over the secondary. But, I mean, other than that, man, the biggest thing you take away from it is that this team fought. They gave themselves a chance to win, and it was just a lack of execution at the very tail end there. That's all it was.
Yep, that's been the problem, lack of execution. It's the offense is in a new system. Players aren't, fully, into their knowledge of the whole system. And then our lack of pass rush really exploded. That's the biggest.
Yeah.
The biggest thing going into the offseason will be to improve the pass rush. And then, man, you can't ever have enough cornerbacks this season, man. Right. I guess we get Tyreek back today, but I mean,
Jalen Johnson, if he's not ready to play, he needs to sit.
Yeah.
He looked like he wanted no part of physicality on Sunday. That Josh Jacobs run to set them up for their 4th score in that ball game. Jalen Johnson looked like he wanted no piece of trying to tackle 8 on that run. That's a problem. If he doesn't want to be physical, he looked more like Eddie Jackson on Sunday than Jalen Johnson. That's a problem.
That's facts. No,
I'll say this too. Hang on a second. I'll say this too. In terms of exposing stuff, we may have got exposed a little bit in the secondary, but I think what is going to show up next week in a big way is when Dennis Allen is able to make Love uncomfortable. He is not able to do anything against our defense. He was completely incapable. Whenever whenever he got a rush in his face or, that clock started ticking down, he got uncomfortable. He got happy feet. He started rushing. He started pressing. And he was not able to execute anything once Dennis Allen's defense was actually able to get to Love. I think next week, if he's able to scheme some things up to make that kid feel just a little bit uncomfortable, you're gonna see it manifest itself in a big way.
Yeah, man. I've been saying that, bro. Anytime you get pressure or make Love and put him in any kind of uncomfortable situation, he doesn't look nearly as good as he is. I've noticed anytime that you sit there and you try to compare him to being a top quarterback, wherever the case may be, it's always because his offensive line is giving him wonderful protection. I mean, he's sitting back there bouncing around, going through his reads, and then he's letting the ball fly. I mean, it's either he's getting the ball out quick on very quick routes, or he's getting the protection that he needs so he can bomb a team for a big play. And it's always been like that for Love. I don't feel like he has it in him to go up against a team that can give him pressure consistently for an entire game. And I think we've seen that in playoff games when they played against the Commanders and got bounced. We've seen that in the Browns game earlier this year. They put a little pressure on his face and he crumbled the entire game. So I hope that you know what I'm saying. You kind of get sure your bearings together about what you want to do for the next game. But to me, the biggest thing that you seen was you have the blueprint to beat them. You seen how tired that defense was at the end of that game. They took Parsons off the field at one point on that last drive so he can catch his breath. You were physically manhandling the Packers in the second half.
Yeah.
You got to come off. You have to do that for the rest of the year. That has to be the mentality coming out of the tunnels, man. This team is not built to be a pass first team. You have to run the ball. Your running backs. It's weird to say with DeAndre Swift because DeAndre Swift just seems to be more finesse, but yeah, he's beating people up in a running game. He's looking for contact at some points. So you got to let these boys go out and wear these dudes down, man. That has to be your first and second priority, with play action being third off of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Neil, you talked about it with Jalen Johnson. That's I know everyone wants to point to the last play of the game. I guess technically that's what lost the game, but to me, what lost the game is when you had Josh Jacobs pinned down for a negative play.
Yep.
And he breaks out. There's 5 Bears around him, and he runs that for 21 yards and ends up scoring at the end of that possession. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked to see that they weren't able to bring him down. Neil, I know you talked about Jalen Johnson, but there's 2 other. I mean, that's your top paid defensive player is Montez Sweat. You expect him to make that play for what he's making.
If you stop them there too, they're held to a field goal.
That really hurt when he was able to break out of that.
Yep, because that was third down.
Yeah, it just changed the game completely.
Yeah, if we stop them there, AC, they gotta take a field goal on third down there, fourth down. If we make the tackle on Jacobs, and then at the end of the fourth quarter when we're driving down there, we don't need the touchdown. We could kick it to tie the game. So.
Right.
And
that play was huge.
It is not even to say that kick was a guarantee because their kicker has been very, very inconsistent this year. Very, very inconsistent. So it's not even to say that even if you would have held them to the field goal, that they would have made the field goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as for Santos, I mean, he was striking the ball well on Sunday, except for that one time when I don't know what the hell he was doing on kickoff at the end of the first half.
Yeah,
dirty kick.
He was striking the ball well. If we got to the points where all we needed was a field goal, we would have been in great shape, I think.
Yeah.
So what is it too? Definitely an off man. He's not your dynamic playmaker pass.
I don't know. It just sucks to.
He's been our best pass rusher this year, so I mean,
it just sucks to lose that game.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, 7.5 sacks, I think, or is it 8.5 now?
I think 7.5. I think I'd go look it up. But
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like you still expect more out of him. You traded a second round pick and paid him big bucks to be your guy. You expect more out of that guy, especially. I mean, when you got to have it. Go ahead, KB.
This thing though, he's never been that type of player. Like I said this even when we traded for him, bro. Like Sweat has never been the sack accumulator. He's always been more of the all around end. I can get a couple sacks. Did he even have a double-digit sack season when we traded for him? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's never put on a resume that he's that type of guy. He's always been paired up with somebody and had decent success. Right now, we're leaning on him to be the guy. And I mean, he's given us the result that he's been giving his entire career. And that's not to say he's a bad player by any stretch of the means, but you can't expect Khalil Mack to be Montez Sweat to be Khalil Mack when he's never showed that. He's never been that.
I think he's solid against the run and the pass, and that's why people. That's why we like him. We signed him, but man, if you're looking forward to the draft, we can talk about it later. But this is a great next draft is great for defensive line and edge pass rush. Man, there's so many prospects. The Bears grab 2 of them.
Yeah, first 2 picks
coming out.
First 2 picks, man.
Yeah, but Ben Johnson came out and said, Browns game.
It's kind of.
It's we need this win. We desperately need this win.
It's kind of not nice. We're in the middle of December, and I've yet to do a mock draft.
There you go.
What do you guys think he's talking about as far as goals, and what do you think his goals are? It says we have goals and we know what's out in front of us. We know every game matters, yes. And he said this is a must-win game against the Browns. But when he said that we have goals, I'm really curious about what you guys think the goals of his goals that he set for the teams to make the playoffs. Is it go all the way? Is it just execute or win this game in front of us? What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Neil.
I think.
No, go ahead, AC. Go ahead, AC.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm confused. But I think the goal is obviously to always win the Super Bowl, and so to reach that goal, A, you want to make the playoffs, and B, if you can win your division, that would be nice too. But with our division, I mean, the Lions are 8-5 and outside looking in right now. So as many wins as we can get. Yeah, I think I am breaking up full cheese. He might have to pop out and pop back in.
A little laggy,
but yeah, so we need every win that we can get. Every single one of them counts, and whether and that's the bottom line. I think I'm gonna hop back. Yeah. I'm gonna hop out and hop back in, and y'all can chat about that.
All right.
Here, I'll go ahead and pick it up here. The thing about it is, I think what Ben wants to do, we got to keep stacking those dubs. We got to take care of our home stadium. Got to take care of Soldier, defend the house. Got to take care of division games, and that's really what we have left. That's entirely what we have left. We have a winnable game today that's going to get us to 10. You probably have to get to 11 to be comfortable in terms of how you feel about making the playoffs. You got 2 division games left, and that San Francisco game in a couple of weeks is now looking very massive. Yes. That's now looking like a huge, huge game.
Yep.
And so really, they're
playoff spot.
They're for our
2 of us.
Yeah, 100%.
Us are the Niners. Yep, us are the Niners.
Yeah. So each of these 4 games left, there's an objective that points directly towards what the goals are for the year. If I could assume what those goals are.
If we don't perform, that Lions game, the last one of the season, could be between us and the Lions getting that last spot.
Right.
I mean, Lions been helping us out with some losses, and they've had a tough schedule. They got another tough game today versus Rams today. So in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But the Browns, look, man, I tell you, you cannot underestimate this Browns team. Shedeur Sanders played well last week. Of course, it was against the Titans. He threw for 364 yards. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. The Bears, the Browns defense, look, they gave up a lot of yards rushing last week because Malik Williams was out. He's been a good Malik Collins is down there, and he's their big man down there in the middle. He's out today, so man, we should be able to run the ball. Mason Graham has been a liability against the run. If that guy on the right there, the 22 sack monster over there, whatever he is, that you got to watch out for. But they got some other players. Denzel Ward, the cornerback, will be out today. That middle linebacker is a hell of a player too, Schwessinger. We hear about him for quite a while. But yeah, we gotta make sure we get Myles Garrett blocked. And if we're looking at the run game, the last 4 games, Bears have really run the ball, man. 165 yards a game, 4.6 yards per carry. Our rushing success rate, Neil, 49.1%. Man, that's pretty damn good. versus the Browns, look, that run defense of the Rounds, adjusted line yards, they're number one in the NFL. Like I said, they're banged up on their defensive line, though. The Bears run blocking, they're third in the NFL, but the run defense is second in the NFL for the Browns. So, and then the pass blocking, the Bears have been really good, man. So the Bears have a really good offensive line. This season, you get credit Poles for giving us that offensive line this season.
He did a great job this offseason, man. He brought in veterans. He brought in all pros. He brought in guys with Super Bowl experience, guys that have won.
Yep.
Great offseason for Poles for the first time since, we've been having him as our GM, man. We would usually clown on Poles throughout the entirety of the offseason.
Yeah.
He went ahead and delivered us an offensive line that is doing some serious business. And then also, you got to credit Rochar too. You got to credit the coaching, getting those guys ready to play. You got to credit coach. Also the training staff, the strength staff, keeping those guys healthy, keeping those guys strong.
Yep, the run play design has been fantastic. Whether it's the inside, outside, crackbacks, all of it, man, it's just been fantastic. The zone run game has been fantastic. And yeah, like you said, Rochar and Ben Johnson with the design and the coaching of the players on the offensive line. Even the pass blocking has been really good. We've gotten some good play out of the rookie Trapillo. I mean, he's been. You didn't hear Micah Parsons called much in that game, man. And the week before, you didn't hear what's his name called either.
Great question by Faison down here.
Phillips, the Eagles.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Are we leaving with some pizza?
We got a super chat, there. Man. We got to throw the super chat.
Oh, we got the super chat up there. Thank you. Thank you for that. What's Focheesy got? A question here for us?
Ozzy playing well, but as a Canada kid starting when healthy. I think Trapillo is I think Trapillo's Wally Pipped in this particular situation. I think that Ozzy is playing so damn well. I remember a couple weeks ago when I talked about how this team with this next man up mentality, guys step up, and particularly this team steps up as a whole when backs are against the wall. Ozzy Trapillo had an opportunity to really sort of nail down the position that he was drafted for, the position he was drafted to play. And he's done a hell of a job, man. When you're not hearing Trapillo's name being called, when you're not hearing pass rushers' names being called coming off his edge, protecting his space, man, you got to credit that kid. He's, number one, not played left tackle for years. The last 2 years of his career, I believe, at Boston College, he was playing right tackle, hadn't played left tackle in probably 3 or 4 years, full time anyways, right? But the muscle memory is there. Once you've taken enough reps at left tackle and have that muscle memory, it comes back pretty well. And it just takes time. It's just a matter of reps with that kid, just a matter of reps. I didn't think it was going to happen until the offseason going into 2026. But here we are, man. Kid's playing his balls off. And just with, falling in line with the rest of this offensive line, they're big, strong, they're physical, they're pushing dudes around, moving bodies from A to B. It's what it's all about, man. Moving bodies from A to B, exerting your will on another human. And he's doing it.
You said it, Neil. As far as Theo Benedette is concerned, he may make a hell of a guard when Joe Thuney hangs it up.
Yeah. That was definitely a talking point a few weeks ago. I thought Benedette moving inside the guard, the way that he plays football, the way that he could be a road grader in the run game.
Yep.
And, when you put him in a phone booth in order to pass protect, he could execute that role. Absolutely, 1,000%. He's a guard all the way. You love seeing those big boys put in motion as well.
Yeah, they get out in motion. Yep, get out in space.
that dude can move, man. He didn't necessarily put anybody on their ass on that play, but play still resulted in a touchdown. That little floater over to Loveland, I think that one was that Loveland on that play.
Yep. Yeah. Nobody. We don't talk about Drew Dahlman that much either, but he's been fantastic, man. From last year to this year, the center play, holy crap. Really been.
And he was one dude on Sunday that was consistently moving bodies from A to B. He was pushing dudes around in the middle there.
Yeah, it's definitely been. I think everyone on our offensive line has
sound great, AC.
Well, obviously I'm biased. Awesome. Obviously, I'm biased, but I think they're earning Pro Bowl votes at this point. And we've talked about Ryan Poles' difficulty bringing in Pro Bowlers, specifically with the draft. But I guess technically he didn't draft these guys, but I think every one of them has played their ass off. Trapillo has locked down the left tackle position, which is another feather in his cap. It keeps us from having to attack that position in the draft and maybe look at a defensive end or a pass rusher or a corner or a safety or whatever they choose to do, because we've still got Byard's balling out of control. I definitely think he's deserves an extension. But Brisker's playing okay, but he is in the last year of his deal, so you have to make a decision on, is he worth the long-term investment with the injury history, or are we going to draft another guy, or are we going to hit free agency, or what's going on? And we've seen a lot of safeties hit the free agency market lately. I mean, Justin Simmons, a former All-Pro for the Broncos, they just let him go in free agency. So we're not seeing these guys last as long. They want to keep young legs, I guess, back there. But yeah, the offensive line has been fantastic. Bruja with a great point here. Joe Tooney just generating championships. I mean, and he improves it.
Brisker's
everyone
made
around him.
Has Brisker played every game this season? I think he has, right?
For the first time, I believe so.
For a 4 pick.
Has Brisker, do you know, AC, if Brisker's played every game this season? I think he has.
I feel like he has. I can't remember him missing time, but he was the one that was lagging on that long touchdown. I thought for a second he had made up the distance and was able to make it a pass breakup, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make it. But he does care, and he loves the city. He tweets about it all the time, how much he loves Chicago and being a Bear. And I don't know. We'll just have to see how maybe they give him an extension, but it's like incentive based or something. Because my biggest concern with him was the concussions and the way he plays. That's that's begging for a concussion.
I think you got to re-sign Byard. He's been a good player, leader, gotten the turnovers. He's a lot better than Dennis Allen's system. But yeah, overall, we got to credit Ryan Poles for this offseason. The rookies are doing fantastic. Can I play my Manangai thing, AC?
What's that about Manangai?
Can I play my little clip?
Absolutely. The beautiful play.
I don't think Neil's seen this yet. And what do you think, Neil?
Hell yeah. Man, that play. I jumped up out of my seat when that took place. I jumped up in the air. Thank God there wasn't a light fixture above me with my fist going straight up through the sky. That thing would have crashed out on top of me. Fun fact, just, a little bit of a side note. Back in the day when our ceilings were a little bit lower in the older house that we used to live in when I was growing up, my dad was the same way. He would jump up out of his seat, throw his fists in the air. The amount of light fixtures that we had to replace in that living room in that particular house, we spent so much unnecessary money on light fixtures. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you. But yeah, that play right there was absolute fuck you football. I loved every single bit of it.
That's what we need to see today. Today against the Browns.
I think he broke that dude's helmet.
Yeah, Edger and Cooper, pretty good player too. Yeah, Manangai's
That's probably what we need to see today, though.
Yep, that's what we need to see. Manangai's been a revelation for a 7th round pick. His stats, I mean, he's put up as much stats as any other rookie running backs out there. And, a lot of that's our offensive line has been fantastic. Swift is running great behind it, and so's Manangai. They're opening up. I mean, the holes they opened against the Eagles, we need to see those kind of holes today against the Browns. And I think we can take advantage of them with Malik Collins out. Garrett's a good two-way player versus the run and the pass. We just got to get him blocked up. And then Mason Graham hasn't been all that. I wasn't a fan of. I like the other kid better coming out of Michigan, Kenneth Grant. And you see how the Dolphins' run defense has been. They picked it up against the run this season. We're looking back versus the Browns have 3 wins on the season. The first win of the season was week 3 against the Packers, a 13-10 win with Joe Flacco. Then after they traded Flacco away, they didn't get another win until week 7 against the Dolphins, but they blew the Dolphins out. That was the time, about around the time when they started talking about Mike McDaniel getting fired in Miami. But the Dolphins have turned it around. I think they've won 6 of their last 7 or something. And then their last win for the Browns, they've lost 5 of their last 6. Their last win was in Las Vegas, but they handled the Raiders 24-10. That was Shadour's first start. Since Shadour's come in, they've won 1 of 3, but they could have won that game versus the Titans. They just, their defense wasn't up to snuff. So hopefully we could take advantage of them today versus the Browns. But our defense has not been good. AC, we're the 27th ranked defense.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is, and some people were saying it in the chat, the Titans were able to. The Titans were able to run all over them. So I think that should be the game plan. Run the ball. Kyle Monunga and DeAndre Swift should have big games. Hi, KB. And I think that's how we got to take care of stuff, man. I know everyone wants the 4,000-yard passer. I do as well. But if running the ball gets you the win, that's the stat I care most about is getting the win. I think last week the media asking Ben Johnson questions about the passing game and Caleb and this and that may have let's not forget Ben Johnson's a young play caller, a young head coach. It may have played into him trying to throw the ball at the start of the game when all they had to do was run the ball. Caesar's bringing up a good point too. The Browns are missing like half their offensive line this week. So if you're able to take advantage of that and run the ball to keep them off the field as much as possible.
They're playing with like five new offensive linemen. There are 4 guys out here. So everybody except Batonio is out there. They're playing Tevin Jenkins, our old friend.
Oh, man. Tevin Jenkins. I wonder what happened to him.
Yeah, we'll be playing against him today.
We have to get after their ass.
I expect running on both sides. I mean, Quinshawn Judkins is a good, strong runner, too. They're gonna. I mean, with the wind gusts today, might be a lot less passing than we expect. Both teams relying on the run game. The Bears have not been good against the run, although we haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher. I don't think all season, but we've still allowed 135 yards per game.
We definitely did. We did against,
Ashton Genty.
The Ashton Genty breakout game. That was the only game he had.
That was the only game. Yep. Yep. Then they tightened up against the run, but I mean, overall, look, we've had a revolving door at cornerback and linebacker all season long. So it's just like, but the depth has been fantastic. Every year we complained about how little depth the Bears have. So I mean, man, the Poles, he's done such a good job. I've ripped on him in the past, but this year, man, he's been the man, KB.
Oh yeah.
Poles.
I mean,
he has been the man.
So it makes you wonder, man. Should we have really complained about the depth, or we should have complained about the damn coaching? Because a lot of these players are kind of like holdovers.
Yep.
I mean,
it's point.
Just they're actually getting good coaching, and everybody knows how I feel about coaching. Coaching matters. Yes.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Always matters. People are being coached up better, man. They're being challenged more. and you're starting to see players start to put out better product on the field. Hell, we all said Dom Rob was dead in the water, and at one point, Dom Rob seemed to be one of the better defensive linemen we had until he got hurt. Tremaine Edmonds was on pace to have an all-pro type of year before he got hurt. I mean, the list goes on. Deshaun Wright, who started off very shaky. I mean, he's still kind of a boom or bust prospect. But I mean, leading him and Kevin Byard are both tied for interceptions in the league. So I mean, coaching.
Al Harris was the one that brought Deshaun Wright here, wasn't he?
Yeah, Deshaun Wright was somebody he wanted specifically.
He wanted here. Yep. You're right. You're absolutely right, though. It's been this coaching staff develops players. And I'm trying to think back when the last time we had a coaching staff that developed players. I got to go back to Lovie Smith because, I mean.
You got to go to Lovie.
You got to go back to Lovie and his staff. It was the last time. That's a long time, man. Lovie hasn't been a coach for what? Almost 20 years.
13 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's always been coaching, though, man. We've always blasted the coaching on this show and other shows. I mean, that's never not something that we've brought up and absolutely lambasted.
Yep. I
mean, you look at it. The past four before we got to Ben Johnson with Trestman, Fox, Nagy, and that just complete embarrassment that we had with Eberflus. I mean, I had a graphic that I can't remember where I found it, but it was the word embarrassing, but with the Bears in the middle of embarrassing. And that's pretty much what it was over the course of the past 12 years at a very significant stretches of time. It's always been coaching, man. And the some of the moves being made in the draft, some of the moves being made in free agency doesn't necessarily make it better. Didn't necessarily ease up the stress of the coaching component of it all. But man, it's night and day difference. You see it on a weekly basis. Every week this year, you can see the difference between what good coaching does and a good staff of coaches does versus what a completely worthless group of individuals does. And it's as clear as that. It's a coach's game.
Yeah, this coaching staff has been an all-star cast. I mean, we talked about Dan Roshar, what he's been able to develop with the offensive line from taking Darnell Wright to really taking that next step to be. I mean, last year, this time of year, we were like, are we even going to give this guy an extension? And now it's like, I can't imagine this offensive line without Darnell Wright locking down that right side. We talk about Trapillo on the left side playing great. And then defensively, Dennis Allen has been, I mean, it's Christmas time. The island of misfit toys is what he's been working with defensively. Nashawn Wright, who is second in Pro Bowl voting for the entire NFL, playing his ass off. Jalen Johnson's missed a lot of the season, so you're rocking with guys like Nick McLeod. Kyler Gordon's been missing for most of the season. You bring in C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's played well, might be our best pass rusher at this point. I don't know. And then, in the secondary, obviously, Kevin Byard and Brisker have both been there, and they've both been leaders. Definitely Byard. I feel like he stepped into that leadership role, much like, Dennis Allen. He loved having the honey badger. A lot of the times in New Orleans, he would bring it. Even I think he brought him in when he was like 35 or 36, and people thought he was a coach when they saw him on the practice field because he was so much older. Dennis Allen loves having that piece to his defense, and I think Kevin Byard has become that. I think he's leading the league in interceptions, correct? In first place in Pro Bowl voting for safeties. So the job that they've been able to do as a coaching staff, when guys go down, the next man comes up, and for the most part, we don't miss a beat. I do believe that we were missing our linebackers last week. DeMarco Jackson kind of became a little bit of a liability in coverage as compared to Tremaine Edmonds, but I still love having that guy. And earlier we talked about Benedette. They've been putting him in jumbo packages, and if that's your extra tackle, you can do a lot worse, especially in the run game. But yeah, this coaching staff has been just phenomenal and fantastic. And of course, that goes back to the ownership. And I mean, I'm still waiting on a shovel in the ground from Kevin Warren, but he went to the McCaskies and said, you get what you pay for. And the McCaskies ponied up whatever it took to get the right coaching staff in there. Because let's not forget, it's not just the $13 million that they're paying Ben Johnson to be the head coach. Dennis Allen's not cheap. Al Harris is not cheap. I'm sure Dan Rochard didn't come cheap. All of these pieces together. Shout out to the McCaskies for stepping up. I know George McCaskey has gotten a lot of shit over the years for not being the best owner, but it was never a desire to not win. I feel like he's a fan as much as we are, and he said as much. He's finally putting the money where his mouth is, and I mean, I'm sure he's loving. We've seen videos of George McCaskey this year. I mean, looks like us on the sideline, jumping around, getting excited when his team wins the ball game. So shout out to the McCaskies this year for doing what needed to be done to put this coaching staff together and turn this franchise in the right direction.
Yeah, that's pretty much what George is, though, right? He's
close to the
basically
end
a
of
fan
time.
that finds himself in position of team ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely, Neil. But we're getting close to the end here because Tooch has got to run and help people put their fantasy teams together. It is the playoffs if you're lucky enough to make the playoffs. If you were unlucky enough, like myself, to be playing against Kyle Pitts in the first round of the playoffs, it'll probably be a short-lived playoff push. I mean, that guy put up 52 points on Thursday night. That was 7% of his career fantasy points. What are we doing?
Yep.
I have no words, bro. I have no words. The man decided he was a first round pick at one point in that game.
Yep.
Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. Kirk Cousins playing for his job. He might end up back in Minnesota. I don't know. But we'll close this thing out. Of course, like we always do. Give me your score prediction, a bowl prediction, an MVB, and hit your shout outs, and we'll close this thing out. I'll go down this way. We'll start with Neil and go around, and I'll close this out.
Right on, man. Let's go. 24-13 is what I feel the score is going to be today. 24-13. Bears get win number 10. We feel pretty good about our playoff chances going into next week, and effectively, put the Browns in a casket. That's what we do. Bold prediction is that this defensive line is going to step up and make life very, very miserable for that Browns offense and Shedeur Sanders. As many as 5 sacks today. Bold prediction. I think that this is a great time for this Bears defense to really exert their will in the most violent of ways. With a negative 20-degree wind chill at kickoff. I'm sure there's been some crazy people tailgating in the parking lot since early hours this morning when the wind chill was minus 30. I'm sure that took place. But this is a FU football type of football game today. And we need to play that way. We got to defend the house. We got to put our fists straight in their throats. And going to crush their throats when they're down. That's what this game is all going to be about. But the front seven defensively steps up in a massive way today, and they absolutely crush their souls. That's the bold prediction. Most valuable Bear is going to be the run game.
Crush some throats last week.
You sure did. You sure did. Hey, what did I tell you? What did I tell you? Burton's going to have a little bit of a breakout game, didn't I?
Yep.
There we go. Burton had a little bit of a breakout game. It was good to see. But yeah, most valuable Bears, I'm going to say Bears, is going to be swift and mighty. It's going to be swift and mighty. That run game is going to carry the load, and they're going to shove that ball down their throat. Shout out to you boys again. Always an honor to be on with y'all. Shout out to the chat. Always good stuff in there. Always good things to talk about. And follow all of us. Put up all of our handles there. Whoever has the controls manned. Follow all of our handles. Interact with us during the game, during the week. Ask us questions. Give us other stuff to cover besides what we already do a great job of covering. I feel.
Thanks.
We'll go ahead and tackle some questions on the show next week if you have any. But yeah, we love interacting with you guys. We love having you guys on. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, share with your friends. Bring 5 people in next week. It's the best damn game day pregame show in America, ladies and gentlemen, and we love doing this for y'all. We have a great time too.
That's
so. On to you, KB.
Hey man, first of all, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Y'all came with it, man. We love y'all for doing your thing, the thing that you do, and all the times that y'all want to do it, man. Hit that like and subscribe button, do that thing for us, man. We appreciate you. Don't ask you to put no money on the thing. We just ask that you give us a listen, a like, and you know what I'm saying, that possible subscribe. That being said, man, of course,
help that algo. Help that algo.
You know what I'm saying? Help the algo, man. Get us out to other people, man. It furthers the reach. Of course, I'm picking the Bears in this game, man. Like Coach said, man, this is a gotta have, man. You right now you in a tight race with a bunch of teams for a whole lot of reasons. Packers go up to Denver this week and they lose. You back in first place. The Detroit Lions lose to the Rams, man. That's putting them further back. And yeah, at this point, you need as many wins and losses in between as you can get at this point, man. It's because it's gonna come down to the wire for us, man. Those games tighten up the rest of the year for us. Right now, though, I'm thinking of a weird score line, like 27-16. I give the Browns a touchdown, man. I feel like Quinshon Judkins is hard to keep out of the end zone. The kid seems to be a tad bit special, you know. That probably about what I was thinking. I don't know how Shador plays necessarily in the cold. I know Colorado isn't the warmest of places in the world.
Right.
I know it's big cold. But I don't know if you've ever been in Chicago when the wind and the coldness is coming off that lake, brother. It's a different game.
The wind, bro.
Just swirl around that stadium.
And he has a decent arm, but he doesn't have the strongest arms. So I feel like this is going to be something that we lean more so on the run. Like I said, I will give them a touchdown. Like I said, I'll say 16-27 Bears. Of course, I say MVP is going to be that line. And I even say this, man, my bold prediction. Myles Garrett don't break the sack record on us. I think we stop Myles Garrett for one this week, and he gets it next week against whatever people they play against. And shout out to Myles Garrett for being a terror that he is. It'd be nice to get him on the team next year.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Shout out to you boys, man. You know we love doing this, man. I love being out here with y'all boys, man. Touche, man, go ahead and take it away, brother.
I just want to flash up the injury report real quick so people know. Kyler Gordon put on injured reserve. Probably can't return until the playoffs at the earliest if he's coming back. Travis Homer out. Roma Dunze questionable for today. Other than that, I mean, we'll still have Tremaine Edmonds on injured reserve too. So we do get TJ Edwards back today.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, look at the guys. Tyreek Stevenson back. Ruben Hippo back. So we are a little healthier for this game. One guy we have to be on the lookout for, and Baralissimo was all over this guy. He loved this guy coming out of the draft. And this guy, you guys know who this guy is? This dude, man.
Harold Fanning Jr. from Bowling Green.
Yeah.
He is a tough cover, man. You know, he'll out physical smaller DBs, and he's faster than a lot of linebackers, and he's got some moves, man. He's going to get targeted. Bears are terrible against the tight end. Getting Edwards back should help. Let's see what they do to game plan for this guy. Other than that, I mean, Jerry Jeudy, he's okay. And then other than that, I'm not worried about too many other guys other than Quinshon Judkins, who's going to be a load to tackle today in the cold. My prediction is going to be 27-14 Bears. This is the most winnable game on the schedule remaining. We have to get this 10th win. And then one more out of the remaining 3 games should get us into the playoffs at 11-6. I imagine that should be enough to get us in. It's going to be tough, though. They cannot get caught looking ahead to Green Bay next week to the rematch. You got to take care of business today. I'm sure Ben Johnson will have them focused for today. Most valuable Bear. I'm gonna say we run the shit out of it with Monangai. He gets into the end zone. Love Monangai's anytime touchdown today. I forgot. I didn't give out the props today. Player props.
The ticker.
For today on the ticker. We'll let that roll for a little bit. But love Monangai on an anytime touchdown today. And then, bold prediction. Ooh, I don't know, man. It's hard to predict in a cold.
I mean,
I'd
you
say-
can,
Yeah.
you can just say we run the hell out of the ball. I don't know how bold it is, but
Yeah, I'm going to say my bold prediction. This is only bold because we haven't got one in a while. But a defensive lineman gets a sack today
Against a banged up offensive line, against a bunch of backup guys. Absolutely,
Yeah, it's not that
that's the
bold
way
of
I
a
feel.
prediction. Yeah, I mean,
what if it's Big Cuz getting a sack? How awesome would that be, KB?
I was about
Against
to
his
say.
former team.
Yeah,
we need Big Cuz getting a sack. That's what we need.
Cuz-
That's what Chicago needs. Just a
him-
big
him
old
and
dude
Gervon.
bear down on quarterback.
Him and Gervon get a sack today. The interior.
That would be awesome. That would be so awesome.
All right.
You want to hear your shout outs, and then I'll finish this out here too.
Yeah, yep. Shout out to you guys. It's always a blast talking Bears football on game day. Chat room, fantastic job. All the listeners, and Aldo, get well, and then stick around for Fantasy Football Goon right after this.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. I love what you said there too, because I feel like the running game is going to be the big kicker today. I think they're going to rely on the run. I'd still like to see Caleb off some play action, give me some Luther Burden, and try to find some DJ Moore. I mean, I think you could take advantage, but the Cleveland defense is much better against the pass than they are against the run. So run the hell out of the ball and make them commit to that. And then maybe you could take advantage of that down the field. I'm going to say Bears win. Man, I'm feeling low score. I think with the running game and it being so damn cold, I think it's going to be a low scoring, maybe 20-14. Or something in that area. 2013. That'll be my final. Bears win. But the spread is 7.5, right? Too. So technically, the Bears would win, but not cover in that situation. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna try and get in and get out and get the W. My MVP, man, I'd love to see Billings get a sack. That'll definitely be that's what I'll be watching for. But and the Nunn guy, you already took him too. So I guess I'll go with Swift. Let's get a two-headed monster going. The Bruise Brothers. I don't know if you guys have saw those.
Love that.
Those new teams. They're trying to get a nickname together for our running backs. So if you're going to take Monunga, I'll take Swift. And I think you can, if you're trying to take advantage of anything Myles Garrett can do, because he's so good at so many things, if you can get Swift out there on a little screen pass or something, get Myles Garrett turned around, or try to take advantage of something, that would be nice. So I'll go with that for my MVP. Definitely shout out to you boys for coming on with me. Again, I swear I'm calling my cable company tomorrow about this internet. It's really getting ridiculous.
We need to get the fiber.
Yeah.
Fiber's the way to go,
I'm
brother.
gonna call them Monday and figure this whole thing. Yeah. But shout out to y'all for coming on, holding it down, taking care of everything. Tooch for driving when I'm in and out and trying to figure all this thing out. Shout out to the chat, man. They were on fire today, giving us all kinds of little tidbits and questions and all those things. And a big shout out to Aldo. You're in our thoughts, brother, man. I know it's a long road to recovery, but you're a strong guy and you're a Bears fan through and through, and we know you'll make it through, man. And when you do, we'll have a big old party. But
hell yeah.
Until next week, we'll just leave everybody with a bear down.
Bear down.
Bear down, baby.